MMTs. Isn't it wonderful that nobody can deny you on your bottoms and how these diamonds held in here on the opening bell? This is part 2 of that Apple trade.
540.
We did the original trade in the opening bell, which we did, and now we're coming up here. And the thing that we wanted to do was take out this top.
89.
But you got to have this. This has got to go back toward 100 right away in order to keep that moving. And you had a 1 teeny, 2 teeny, 3 teeny, 4 teeny, 5 teeny line, almost 6 teeny breakout at 57 cents a teeny. And how to identify, enter, and exit is the most wonderful feeling, as that IR had popped up to almost 1/2 delta that Mr. Gibson had given me. Okay? And then I'm at 0.45 and I need to stay there. That meant that my calls were working and the puts just came down and put a 540 low. And these just made a high on the $400 call over here. It made a high of 15.65, closing at 13.3, 13.7. And then knowing how to get on this side of the market, should we reverse as we are right now. That was a big short squeeze, and it was a buy program. Half bar must hold. If this half bar does not hold, then the puts are they're working 30 cents off the bottom right now. The puts are working 40 cents off of the bottom, 40 cents of the low to the bid of 580. The puts are working because you're breaking that half bar. That low is benchmarked at 540 with a 40 cent to a 60 cent over here. And my puts are working.
405.96 half bar.
Now let's see if it can hold and close above this half bar, because if it does, then my puts aren't working when that happens. But if I close below the half bar, my puts will be working. My puts will be working. Look at this half bar. Look at this half bar on Apple. And look at the bid and the ask, and look at the put side here. Isn't that something on that half bar, Mr. Mantalk?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Front and center MMTs, and don't mess with me now. What is the half bar?
405.96 on Apple.
Okay, you're below the half bar. You're below the half bar. It's not a closing bar, but you're below it on the bid and ask. You got to, the ask has got to get above what? 96 pennies.
We just closed below it.
Okay, they're selling that bid down. Now you better bop right here at where that reversal was, here in this wick, that this here reverses and gets back above the half bar immediately. Otherwise, if it doesn't, my puts are going to be working right here. My puts are working off the bottom right now by 35 pennies to the bid and ask. Look at my puts trying to put in that bottom based on this movement and that half bar. Look at this half bar. You got to get above this half bar. You need to see another buy bar. You need to see these 2 teeny buy bars come into play now when you're at these diamond support levels on Apple computer. And my puts are working. My puts are working. My puts are working. My puts are working. The 410 put is working until we break higher. Right now they're working. Okay? And you can take a look over here that the call made a high, and it's still got a value. That's a 1022, 400, and we own it down toward the lows. And they're not collapsing, but they're not going higher. And my puts are working 50 cents, 35 cents off of that low. And I'm dropping in value here based on this ratio. And if this ratio, in order for this to go higher, this 41 must go above a half delta in price. And it must tick up toward 0.49. If it drops below 40, my puts will be working. My puts will be working.